Put heading: a stable multi-vibrator using op-amp, or square wave generator using op-amp, or free running oscillator using op-amp. Here I am writing today square wave generator. Square wave generator. Square wave generator. Square wave generator. Square wave generator using op-amp. By using op-amp only, we are going to designing any circuit from your Vika subject. Okay. See, you need to remember that the circuit diagram of a square wave generator. You need to remember the circuit diagram of square wave generator. I'll draw here once again. Excuse me. Just you have to remember this. Yesterday we already drawn this. The capacitor C, feedback resistor RF, negative, inverting, non-inverting. This is the R1, R2, here this is V reference point, V reference, V0. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram. This is a simple op-amp square wave generator. This is a simple op-amp square wave generator, and also called as free running multi-vibrator. This is a simple op-amp square wave generator, and also called a free running oscillator. A free running oscillator. The principle of generation of square wave, the principle of generation of square wave output is to force an op-amp to operate in the saturation region. The principle of generation of square wave output is to force an op-amp to operate in the saturation region. It's look like a Smith trigger. This circuit look like a Smith trigger. This circuit look like a Smith trigger, except that input voltage placed by capacitor. It's look like a Smith trigger, except that the input voltage is replaced by the capacitor, and the circuit has a time dependent elements such as resistors and capacitor to set the frequency of oscillations. With the help of resistor and capacitor only you will able to setting the frequency of oscillations. You need to see the diagram carefully. The comparator, and this is like act as a comparator. Why means here we have a reference voltage. So you need to compare with the help of reference voltage. Then this circuit will act as a comparator. You need to compare two inputs, two input voltages. And here we are connecting positive feedback also. For positive feedback, resistors R1 and R2. These two R1 and R2 form inverting Smith trigger. These R1 and R2 feedback resistors form an inverting Smith trigger. Let us assume that when V0 is equals to plus V saturation. When V0 is equals to plus V saturation. When V0 is equals to plus V saturation. V0 is equals to plus V saturation. Then you need to call this is upper threshold voltage. Upper threshold voltage. If it is the upper threshold voltage, VUT is equals to, that implies upper threshold voltage you need to represent VUT like is equals to R2 into plus V saturation divided by R1 plus R2. When V0 is plus V saturation, the feedback voltage is called as upper threshold voltage, which is given by VUT is equals to R2 into plus V saturation by R1 plus R2. When V0 is equals to minus V saturation, when V0 is equals to minus V saturation, when V0 is equals to minus V saturation, then the feedback voltage is called lower threshold voltage, VLT. Lower threshold voltage, VLT, is equals to R2 into minus V saturation, R2 into minus V sat divided by R1 plus R2. Yeah, when the power is turned on, turn on, V naught automatically when the power is turned on. If you switch on this circuit, okay, the V naught value is automatically swinging either plus V saturation, either to plus V saturation or either to minus V saturation. Whenever switch on the square wave generator kit or the circuit, the V naught value automatically swinging plus V saturation to minus V saturation, or else positive V saturation or minus V saturation. Since these are only two stable states, these are only two stable states allowed by Schmidt trigger. Here we have a two stable state. Why we need to call this two stable state means these are the upper threshold and lower threshold values which are allowed by Schmidt trigger, plus V saturation and minus V saturation values. Let us know that, or let us assume that, V naught, let us assume that V naught is equals to plus V saturation. Let us assume that V naught is equals to output voltage is equals to minus V saturation. Sorry, plus V saturation. Plus V saturation. We have output voltage or peak output voltage Vp is equals to VUT. Vp is equals to VUT. And the capacitor C, this C, if the V naught is plus V saturation, we have a V peak to peak voltage is equals to VUT, and the capacitor C starts charging towards plus V saturation, and the capacitor charges are charging towards plus V saturation through feedback resistor RF, to inverting input. We need to draw the diagram for that also. Rewrite the diagram, same diagram only, you need to rewrite. See, you need to rewrite just this diagram. So here in the capacitor, the voltage VC will be charging. This is the negative and positive terminals of the capacitor. Here this is the inverting and non-inverting, R1 and R2. You know it is the V0. The above resistor is a feedback resistor. Here the current flow direction is like this. So this diagram indicates that when V0 is plus V saturation and C charges towards VUT, that is a VC here, VPR. Okay. So as long as if the VC value is less than, if the VC value is less than VUT, if the VC value is less than upper threshold voltage, that is V saturation, the remaining at plus V saturation. The VC value less than VUT means the output value will plus V saturation. As soon as VC changes to a value slightly greater than V saturation value or greater than VUT. If it is greater than VUT, the first case is VC is less than, the first case is VC is less than VUT. Then the output voltage remains V saturation only. V0 is V saturation only. That is plus V saturation. So as soon as if the VC value changes, a value slightly greater than, VC is greater than VUT. VC is greater than VUT. Then the negative input goes to, positive. Then the negative input goes to positive with respect to positive input. This switches the output from positive V saturation to negative V saturation. You need to assume that if the VC value is less than VUT, the output value will plus V saturation only. If the VC value is greater than VUT, then the negative input goes to positive input, and the switches the output from positive V saturation to negative V saturation. We have the VP value is VLT. We have the VP value is VLT. VLT. Which is negative feedback with respect to ground. Which has negative feedback with respect to ground. As V0 switches, to V saturation, which means that V naught value is minus V saturation. Based on the above equation. If the V naught switches minus V saturation, then the capacitor C charges are in the capacitor C discharge, start to discharging through feedback resistor RF. It means that here the V naught value, sorry, here the capacitor value reaches maximum. Once if it reaches maximum value, then it will start to recharge. At that time the V naught value is minus V saturation. If it is positive V saturation, the capacitor is going to charge up to maximum level. Once if it will be reaches to maximum level, by default the V naught value will, or the negative will goes to positive, and the switches from output from minus positive V saturation to minus V saturation. We have the Vp value, peak to peak voltage value is equals to lower threshold voltage, and the negative feedback is connected to ground. Then the V naught value is equals to minus V saturation. And the capacitor C start discharging through feedback resistor RF. Through feedback resistor RF. This is the diagram for this. V naught is equals, the diagram is V naught is equals to plus V saturation. Capacitor charges. In this time or at this time, the capacitor C charges up to VUT or towards VUT. For V naught is equals to minus V saturation, and the C discharges towards VLT. So initially the VC value is VUT only. Finally the VC value is VLT. So we need to draw the diagram for V naught is equals to minus V saturation also. Again rewrite the diagram or is the RF. R1, R2, So here we have V reference. This is the positive and negative or inverting, non-inverting. Here we have a capacitor. You need to connect this to ground. VC, assume that this is C. Sorry. Here we need to connect the capacitor. VCC. This will moving like in this direction. Here the current will moving like in this direction. In the previous diagram, the current will moving reverse direction of this. This is V0. This is suitable for V0 is equals to. This is for V0 is equals to minus V saturation. Minus V saturation. And C discharges towards VLT. So you need to see that in this diagram. In this you need to see that the current I, and discharges C to 0 volts. Here the current value also will going to decrease from positive to negative, and the capacitor value discharges to 0 up to, and recharges C to VLT. When VC becomes slightly more than negative, slightly more negative than feedback voltage VLT, then the output voltage V0 switches. Then the output voltage V0 switches back to plus V saturation. When the VC becomes slightly more negative than the feedback voltage VLT, then the output voltage V0 switches back to the positive V saturation. When will you happening this situation means once the capacitor value discharges to 0 and the current value will changes to negative I, then the C to VLT, by default the VC will become again slightly more negative than the feedback voltage VLT. The output voltage V0 switches to switch back to V saturation plus V saturation. As a result, the condition of V0 is equals to plus V saturation is restabilized, except that C now has initially charge equal to VLT. Then the capacitor will discharges from VLT to 0 volts and then recharge to VUT, and process is repeatingly. We'll draw the graphical diagram, then only we'll get it maximum clarity. If we draw the graph for this stable multivibrator or square wave generator or free running oscillator using op-amp, then only we'll get it the clarity. Okay, up to now clear? I think you don't have any doubt up to now. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now I'll draw the graphical diagram. So here we have only output, we don't have any input. Why? Means this is free running oscillator. We are not at all applying any input signal to your square wave generator or free running oscillator or a stable multivibrator. Yeah, I need to draw the graphical diagram. We have draw only output, we don't have any input. So this is square wave generator, we will get it, the output is square wave. Yeah, so you are getting output like this. This is the output voltage V0. This is the plus V saturation minus V saturation. Okay, here we have a T. This up to now, okay. After that, we need to draw the upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage. We have a two conditions. The first one is the capacitor voltage Vc is less than VUT. Then the VUT value is equals to, or the V0 value is equals to positive V saturation. Yes or no? So we need to find out upper threshold and lower threshold. Let us assume that here we are getting upper threshold value. We have the experiment this stable multivibrator in the laboratory session. We'll see in that also. This is the lower threshold voltage. VLT. This is the VUT. See, first what is the condition? The first condition is when the V0 is equals to plus V saturation, we have Vp, peak to peak voltage value, is equal to VUT. Then the capacitor C charging towards plus V saturation. Initially, this is charges up to V saturation, up to this level. Once if it will be reaches to maximum, what will happen? This will be discharges to up to minus VL, sorry, up to VLT and minus V saturation. So again here the capacitor charges from VLT to VUT. Here the capacitor will charges actually from VLT to 0 first. After that from 0 to VUT it will charges. Okay, like this. The operation will going on like this. This is VC. This is V naught. So this process is going on, or this process is repeatedly going on. Charging up to maximum level, discharging to 0, after 0 to again discharging to VLT. After VLT it will charging to up to 0. After 0 again it will charges to up to VUT. So this process is repeatedly going on. This process is repeatedly going on. The next is frequency of oscillations. Put a heading. What is the frequency for oscillation? What is the frequency of oscillations? Put a heading. Frequency of oscillations. Frequency of oscillations. Frequency of oscillations. Of oscillations. Frequency of oscillations. This is determined by time. The frequency of oscillations is determined by time. It takes the capacitor to charges from VUT to VLT, vice versa, RS VLT to VUT to VLT. This is determined by the time it takes the capacitor to charges from VLT to upper threshold voltage to lower threshold voltage, vice versa. The voltage across the capacitor as a function of time, the voltage across the capacitor as a function of time and given as Vc of t is equals to Vc of t C of t is equals to Vc of t is equals to V maximum plus V initial minus V maximum. V initial minus V maximum into exponential of minus t by capital T. This is equation number 1. So in this where Vc of t is instantaneous voltage across the capacitor. Vc of t is the instantaneous voltage across the capacitor. V initial is initial voltage and V maximum is voltage towards which the capacitor is charging. Vc of t is the instantaneous voltage across the capacitor and V initial is initial voltage. V maximum is voltage towards which the capacitor is charging. Voltage towards which the capacitor is charging. Let us assume that the charging of capacitor from VLT to VUT. The charging of capacitor from VLT to the charging of capacitor VLT to VUT from lower threshold to upper threshold. Here VLT is the initial voltage and VUT is the maximum voltage. VUT is the maximum voltage plus V saturation. VLT is the initial voltage, that's it. Then at T is equals to T1, sorry, at T is equals to, at small t is equals to capital T1. Then rewrite the equation number 1. If the T is equals to capital T1, then the voltage across the capacitor reaches to V, upper threshold voltage. Therefore, the equation number can be written as Vc of T. Vc of T is nothing but maximum voltage VUT. VUT is equals to, rewrite the equation number 1. VUT is equals to plus V saturation. V maximum means plus V saturation. Plus initial voltage means VLT, right? VLT minus maximum means plus V saturation. V saturation into exponential of, here small t is the T1. T1 divided by T. So here this capital T is nothing but RF into C. This T indicates that RF into C. Assume that this is the equation number 2. Equation number 2. Then simplify the expression. You need to take separate this exponential parameter e of minus t1 by rf into c is equals to v you need to send that v saturation to this side minus vu ut. So see here, you need to send this to this side and this term to this side. So because of that reason here you are getting v saturation. This second term, this term you need to send this side, VUT side, and VUT you need to send this side. Okay, then you will get it V saturation minus VUT divided by V saturation minus VLT. Therefore, minus T, apply logarithm on both sides. Then you will get it minus T1 by RF into C is equals to logarithmic of V saturation minus VUT divided by V saturation minus VLT. Okay, now we need to take here T common, T1 is equals to, you need to take common T1, then here we will get it here we will get it RF C. This minus you need to send this side, then this term will going to shifted. If you send minus to this logarithmic term, here you will get it plus V saturation minus VLT. If you apply minus to this, then the VLT will comes to upper. VLT by V saturation minus, wait for 5 minutes Nana, I'll complete this session. VUT. This is the T1 value. The time taken by the capacitor charges from upper threshold to lower threshold is same as time requires for charging the capacitor VLT to VUT also. Okay, so then we will continue in the next class. Okay, you need to keep your mind up to this point, up to equation number 3 you need to keep your mind. Okay na, save this.